Pilates. It's fine. I didn't go to the gym today. It's fine. Oh my God, it's weird introducing from all the way in the corner. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of The Least Favored. I'm your girl Natalie.
Co-host Toni.
And today we have Nayoche and Jen with us. So,
Whatever.
okay. I want to start where we first met.
Okay.
But we don't got to say names. But we met. I did an interview. We're going to say no names.
We don't gotta go there.
We started
spicy.
Oh,
we started spicy.
So anyway, I did an interview, and it was both of you. And I remember because I saw you guys at the other event.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they saw crystals. That's cool. And then I did the interview with you. And like I told you earlier, like I was like, nah, she's mad cool. Like she's funny. You were just yourself. I wondered why you didn't want to go up.
Because we had merchandise.
Yes, they had already
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
It had already started, yeah. So we did that, and then, we started doing the pop-ups, and you decided to work with us, and that was amazing. Like, that was really fire.
Put the volume down, that one.
Oh, wait.
The volume.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you got to put it all the way down.
Is it good now?
Yeah.
So, and I guess intermittently just check if you hear it.
You hear it?
Yeah.
Or no, you good? Okay. All right, so then we met at our pop-up, and, I feel like we had a great time. You guys enjoyed yourself. How has your experience been? I know we spoke about it a little bit, but, like, have you been enjoying working with us? And like,
Yo, it's been amazing. Like, we always say, like, you are our favorite coordinators.
Absolutely.
Because you guys have a level of professionalism that we definitely appreciate being professionals ourselves. But you guys are also, like, mad fun and, like, a vibe.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like that's the environment we try to like set for people. Like if you're doing anything like that where you're gonna be in people's faces all day, it should be a positive environment.
Yeah.
It should be chill, like no drama, no attitude. So I'm glad that you guys have had a good experience.
They're
working
also
with them.
responsive, like any questions, you guys reach out, like it's,
Yeah.
what I'm
You have
saying?
common
It's-
sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of, there's a lot of things that are going
No,
well.
but you see, that's why it's
She
helpful
gonna
to
have
have
me
a team,
dying
though.
today,
Like,
I
it's
can't.
helpful to have people that you work with who are also on the same type of time, because that makes everything easier. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, okay, so we're gonna start with the topic from the bowl.
Yes.
Oh.
And then
one
we're
of
kind
you
of going to
guys-
get into, like, what you guys do. Because, guys, they own their own business called Mind Your Energy. And do you want to talk about that actually a little
Oh,
bit?
yeah. We should do that.
How did you
Okay,
guys
yeah.
get started? And
Then we'll do the topic after.
We're
Yeah.
Mind Your Energy. We sell crystals, minerals, and other earthly goods. The earthly goods is moon water. We have snake shell.
Fossils.
We have fossils. We have amber.
Rainwater.
Rainwater.
Meteorites.
we have meteorites.
Outer earthly good.
Yes, legit. We have things from all different places and even in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where did you guys come up with that, though? Like, why? Like, why that?
Why Mind Your Energy?
No,
Or
why Mind Your Energy? But why also, why crystals, fossils, meteorites? Like,
Well,
Question is, how high were you?
Well, I'm always high.
yeah, she's
But
always stoned. But she started collecting minerals and crystals, and I was just kind of like, how do you know if this is real? Like, where do you know where you're getting it from? And then like her collection started to get super big, and I was like, girl, maybe you should start selling them.
yeah, it was getting a little excessive.
Yeah.
What's excessive?
Like, excessive.
Right.
Like,
And,
all over
I'm
your
one of those
apartment?
people, I like to sad shop. So, like, it was getting a little excessive.
so you
I
were
mean,
sad
I'm
a
fine.
lot.
But I was just like, I like to side shop.
Impulsive, like
Yeah.
impulsive buying.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same way.
We all
And
do
then
that.
it was like, well, why don't we just make money from this? And we had a really cool, very awesome conversation where Naya was like, at the time I wasn't working and I was like low on savings. And she was like, well, we should start a business. And I was like, but I don't have any money to put it. And she was like, she was like, you.
I was like, I asked you that.
She was like, you bring more to the table than just money. And I was like, yes.
that's
And
so
I was like, yeah. We
beautiful.
started like,
That's cute.
yeah. And I was like, oh, you
Bestie
love me
shit.
not just because I'm your friend, but she saw my business
Right.
aspect
Yeah.
of it too. Yeah, which was
what
cool.
you could contribute.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
know that, like, what she has, I lack, and, like, vice versa. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, like, I'm a very, like, creative mind, and I'm out there like that. But, like, I'm not the best, like, business person, so to speak. And, like, there's a lot of aspects of business and like the nitty gritty to it that like I didn't really understand, and Jen was like so well versed on. So we balanced each other a lot in that way also.
Yeah.
So,
How did you know about like business in that way, like the way that she's describing?
Well, because I was 13 years in real estate management. So like in terms of accounting, in terms of like organization and things like that, like making sure like your profit is gonna be great and like all those things, like that. She's like, yeah, nah.
And I love like shopping and like spending money.
So
she like
it just
keeps me in
works.
check.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's lit.
Yeah.
We're gonna get more into that though.
Okay.
Because people don't know like the whole history. You guys are like best friends.
Yeah,
like,
we're
how
gonna
that
get-
started. But we're gonna do our topic in the vote. One of you can pick out. It's a
Yes.
random topic, like an icebreaker thing.
Okay. Here, you pick. I knew you were gonna pick the blue.
Really?
But look, both of them.
Oh.
We can do two. Actually, we've never done two before.
Yeah.
One for each of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, you first, Jen.
All right.
Ladies
We have
first.
so many words in that bowl anyway.
I feel like it's just a black hole. Like
we
what
never
the-
know what it's gonna be.
Your dream product guest? Oh, podcast guest? Is that what it is?
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't read my chicken scratch. Sorry, guys.
Is it?
Your dream
Podcast
podcast guest. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, but let's tailor it for them.
Like
your
client?
dream,
More
yeah,
us.
dream client that you would sell to.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Bretman Rock.
Bretman Rock,
We talk about
for
Bretman
real.
Rock a lot because
I don't
he
know who
likes
that
crystal.
is.
You don't know Bretman Rock?
No, give me this.
He's Filipino and he's always like, bitch.
Yeah.
You know
I
him.
love him. We love you, Bretman.
Yeah, hey, Bretman.
Yeah, but we love Bretman Rock because he's very, he lives in Hawaii and he loves nature, he loves animals, and he loves crystals, and he loves spirituality. He has like sound bowls.
But he's also like, bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has like both of those
It's a
things
perfect
going.
mix.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Talk about
And I
balance.
love his story, like how he
For
came.
real.
Like I really was following him, like dirt following him.
Yes,
like, when
we love him.
nothing-
Yes.
What's the story?
I mean,
He just
What is
like
it?
blossom, like you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
like even like the way he looks, like all his businesses, like just him getting money in general.
Yeah.
I was following him when he had no money, like just
Yeah.
in his room, like with his what is that his sister?
His sister, yeah.
In the room with his sister, like acting stupid, and now
See, he literally
Bitch
just kept
is
going,
all
and that was
over.
it. Like that's literally all you have to do.
Yep.
Do you ever feel like, sorry, a little off
No,
topic, but
no.
like because of that, like there's moments I'm sure in the journey that you guys have maybe wanted to quit. Has that happened with you guys? at
No.
all?
No.
We
Oh,
wanna get
shit.
how long has it been happening?
Like, yeah.
No,
How long has this been around with you guys?
Since May.
No, April.
Of
Yeah,
No, since April. That was our first
yeah.
pop up. Because our
Oh,
first
yeah,
pop up was
yeah.
April 21st. I
Yeah,
remember because
yeah.
it was the day after 420. So that's
Wait,
how I
of this
remember.
year?
Yeah, no,
Yes.
this year.
Oh shit! Wait, congrats on that.
Thank you. Time out. Time
Yeah.
out. Time out.
Hold
Like,
on.
no, like, no, trust me. Like,
But
we,
no, you guys do not carry yourself.
I thought you guys were doing this for
all.
When we say we don't play, girl, we do not
We do
play.
not
But when we do
play.
something, we
Oh.
do it. Yeah.
Let me. I am.
Thank you.
I applaud. I am
No,
applauding.
for real, because
no, seriously, y'all
you guys.
don't.
First of all, can we just pick that up for the camera to see the
Oh,
fact sheet, please?
Please.
The fact that they have this.
Front and back.
Describe what
Front
this
and
is, please, because they can't really
back.
see. But
Oh,
describe what
okay,
it
go
is.
ahead.
Okay, so what this is a menu, and usually what we do is we make a new menu for every pop-up event so that people know what's on the table, the different crystals, what they do, and other crystals that they pair with. We also have our contact information, and we also have different crystals associated with each zodiac sign. Because
Hello.
some people don't know what to shop for,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, what do I buy? Okay, well, do you like astrology? Cool. Maybe you should start with trying something for your sign. You know.
The first time when I bought the bracelets from Jen, I was like, okay, I don't really know, but this is what I'm going through, and this is what I want. So,
she dump, it's funny because you're not the only one that like people come and dump a little bit on
Yeah.
us, and I'm like, I got you here, here, you know.
No.
yeah, because even that, like, it's so detailed. It would just seem, even the way I hear how you guys talk about your products to customers, potential
Yes.
customers, and you're so knowledgeable. So I'm like, even just all the information you guys have, it really seems like you've been doing this for at least
For
like 3
sure.
years.
No, I love
2 to 3
I
years.
love that. I think we took about 8 to 9 months collecting, researching,
Yeah.
doing product
Okay.
research, like even looking at other mineral dealers who like do lives on Instagram. We did all of that for months before. So, and then finally we were like, okay, we'll launch. And we officially this week we just got our LLC.
Yeah.
We're about to get an LLC.
We love that.
Nah, that's lit.
Because people like the name so much. We was like, we gotta hurry up.
No, Mind Your Energy is, but that was brilliant.
Yes.
It took us like 3 months.
Yo, it took us 3 months for a logo.
Like 3
everything.
months.
Like for real. Yeah. It took us a long time.
How long did it take for you to sell through a batch of like stuff that you were like sad buying?
I don't know. I think I was just like collecting, and also just like disclaimer, it wasn't all like sad shopping. A lot of it was, but I would say maybe I don't know, for like 3 months, because I'm just so, and that doesn't sound like a long time. Okay, disclaimer. I've been collecting crystals for a very long time. Ever since when I was younger, Jen too.
Both of you guys.
Yeah, like even like finding like minerals like in nature, just like what my mom, I've always been collecting. And then I kind of stopped for a while, then I picked it back up. And when I picked it back up, I want to say it was like a 3 to 4 month time span that I was just collecting. But I'm one of those people where like when I do something, like I don't do a happy medium. It's either like I'm doing it or I'm not doing it. And so in my collection just kind of grew like exponentially.
So
in a short amount of time.
since, I mean, I know we're cutting into our questions, but it's fine. It's flowing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So since you brought it up, your mom, I don't know who influenced you. So you guys want to just talk about how you got into real, like back in the day, like how did you really get into crystals? Like before the business, like
I just like I'm a nerd. I like rocks. I like dirt. I like nature. I like ecology. So I would just be outside, and if a rock looked cool, like I would just take it home. Or like if a piece of wood looked cool, I take it home, or a leaf. Or like I just like collecting like pieces of nature and things like that. And my mom's the same too. Like my mom likes like minerals and things like that. Maybe not as intense as I do, but she digs it too. So like she would find stuff and like keep it for me. And like I still have like a little lunchbox from like rocks that I collected when I was younger. It's like somewhere in my mom's house. Yeah.
So
my
mom as well too, because like my mom encouraged me. We were always in the museum, at the exhibits and things like that. But I think like society makes you choose traditional paths. So like I never thought that I could make money and have a successful business selling fucking rocks. You know what I mean? Like,
like if you would have told us this like 10 years ago, you'd be like, and you would have been like, you guys are gonna be mineral dealers. We'd be like, you're fucking lying.
First of all, we would have been fucked up, and someone would have been like, what, selling rocks? Yeah, all right, whatever. You know, like I just never thought about it. So I think I just chose a career path that was like simple and easy, which was real estate. And now doing that research, I was in a live one time, and I was like, yo, what? They made $130,000? I was like, wait. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then on top of it, it's like the beauty of like sharing the knowledge and how it could be useful for somebody and all of those other cool aspects of it, you know? So, but I think really it started, like my mom nurtured that nerd in me.
so was your parents for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How often do you feel like you get a lot of people like me versus people who actually know about crystals? Like people who don't really know much versus like...
I don't feel like we get a lot of people that know a whole lot often. Like we had a pop-up on Friday, and this little boy came to the table. He has been like 7 or 8. And he looked at our soda light and he was like, "Is this lapis?" And we were like, "You know what this is?"
What?
And we were so impressed because a lot of people like don't know enough about crystals, or they think they know about crystals, and they try to like Jeep it like they know so much. And it's like, even if you think you know something, you can always learn more, because we're always learning.
And even at the same time, then an older gentleman came and he was like, "Is this? Oh, I know what this is. This is lapis." And we were like, "Actually, it's not. It's not."
This has extra lazuli on it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to say that. My bad.
Wait, what's that? We can talk about it? Nah, what is that? We want to know. Wait, is it really bad?
No. Okay, well, I already said it, so might as well. Okay, well, I love you though, boo. So the thing is, the lapis lazuli is like the whole name of it.
Yeah.
But someone was like, "Oh yeah, this lapis has extra lazuli," and we're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Because that's just the name.
I thought I didn't know something. I was just like, there's extra lazuli. Like, is
No,
that a thing?
like lapis is like lazuli, you know, and then like the pyrite
name.
and the calcite and maybe other minerals. So I was like, "What the fuck is what are you talking about?" Like, I was very confused.
we had some ladies come to the table and she was like, "I know all about crystals." All right, girl. All right. So keep it pushing. Like some people get like weird about it. But a lot of people don't know stuff about crystals, and everyone's always asking us like how, like what should we use or what should we do? And it's kind of like sometimes there's There's 3 crystal people. I'm gonna let Nayo say this. This is her spiel about there's 3 different types of crystal people. Go.
Okay, yeah.
Tell them.
Oh yeah, break it down.
Which I think is important because I feel like everyone associates crystals with spirituality, and that's not always the case because some people are into spirituality, right? So you have 3 kinds. You have your spiritual practitioners, right? People who like to use crystals or elements of the earth for, healing purposes, spirituality purposes, and all that jazz. Then you have your investors and your collectors, people who like things for the value of it, things that they can like invest their money in, flip a couple of years later,
accrue in value.
Yeah, and then like or pieces that maybe like the mine is closed, and you know what I mean. You want to just have it like you're collecting it. And then lastly, you have people for like decor purposes. Like maybe you just want something that looks good in your house. You know what I mean? Crystals, they come in like carvings. You get like crystal lamps. Like you can get crystals in so many different kinds of forms. So sun catchers are like another great way. They're like kind of like dream catchers, but you hang them in your window and they sparkle and make rainbows. And that's pretty. So there's like 3 different kinds of crystal people, and a lot of times you'll get a combination of the 2 or all 3, but it's usually those 3 kind of people that we've noticed. Yeah.
So like for someone just starting out, Toni had a good question. I don't remember the question, but it was good. Hold on. Like for beginners. Well, like first how to go about buying and wearing crystals, if that's kind of the avenue you want to go in.
I think you have to figure out first what kind of crystal person you are. Like,
sure.
Do you want to use it for spiritual purposes?
Let's say that one.
Invest?
Yeah, if you want to do
purposes.
spiritual purposes, yeah.
Okay, I would say, first do your research and figure out what is it on your spiritual journey that you're trying to achieve. Are you trying to like be more in tune with yourself, or like like your spiritual guides or like your ancestors? Or are you trying to like attract more love or more money?
You could be also trying to unlock something within yourself, like a gift within yourself.
Yeah.
Some people need that. They need to unlock or block, not block or block. Like it's all different, avenues.
Have you? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask. So since we're on the topic, like how when they do receive the crystal, because I feel like I hear like so many different ways to cleanse, to like delegate a crystal to, like to set an intention. Like I feel like I've heard like 2-3 different people like tell me different things to do. So what is something you recommend? Like if you already know like something you're looking forward to or something you're trying to unlock within yourself, how do you set the intention? How do you cleanse the crystal?
I think there's one thing that we make sure to tell people, like everybody's different. So if there's a level of spirituality that you have not unlocked in yourself, then the way I use it or what I use it for or how I cleanse it might not work for you, So there are different ways. So I don't like to be like, oh, this is definitely the way, because it might not. I might tell you that, and it might not be nothing. You know what I mean?
There we go. Yeah.
No, because it wasn't showing anybody, just her face, just her hands. No, that's good. Good. Okay.
It might not, it might not resonate with you. There's several ways, like charging with moonlight or
sunlight. Or if you cleanse, you could use like selenite, moon water, rain water. You can even like charge with like soil.
And salt, you can cleanse with salt. Like you could put crystals inside salt, let them overnight.
So there's no like
it's not
specific way, way. Yeah.
And I have
okay.
Why do people charge certain ways? Like
why do people charge? Like I want to know. Like what is the?
It's kind of like your clothes. Like you don't want to wear this. Like you know what I mean. Like you go to a party, you sweat all night. You want to wear it to work the next day? I don't think so. So it's like the same thing. Like especially if you're using it for spiritual purposes, right? Like you want to cleanse it and make sure it's ready for the next thing, and it's not holding any of that old energy that maybe you were trying to rid of, or maybe even you were trying to attract. Maybe you're trying to rid or attract something new, and if you still have what was on what you were using before, it might get in the way of that, so that's why it's important to cleanse after you finish, or like maybe recharge if you're trying to do something specific, or it's all depending on like like what your intentions are.
I feel like the first crystals I got, I didn't buy. They were like gifts. So me just knowing like from friends and stuff that like energy does stay on them, it was just my first thing. I was just like, so this person had this crystal like wearing it or was in their house, and it was kind of like okay, so how like I just use it now, like it has their gook on it,
Like,
well, that's a scientific fact. Like energy does not die; it's only transferred. That's scientifically proven. So the same thing goes with anything. Like no one questions magnets, right? You don't see the actual magnetic field that are pulling these 2 rocks together.
But what happens,
right? You don't question metal in your medicine. You don't question metal in your phone. You don't question metal in your bloodstream or anything else. But people want to question crystals and minerals. Like there's a reason why they tell you not to wash your hands when you touch lead, because it can secrete in your. It's the same thing with any other kind of minerals. Like
So yeah.
So you guys definitely feel like law of attraction and the use of crystals is definitely like interrelated.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, I think it's like, it's a God particle, you know? I think there's God particle in us, but I also think like there's the way crystals are formed, the way minerals are formed. I mean, they can even tell you historical facts with some of the crystals, right? Like if you can give it to a geologist or a mineralogist, they could do studies on it and they could be like, oh, it came from, you know, however many years ago. So like that is cool. Like, you know,
that just lets you know, yeah,
you
this is really trace back.
Exactly. You know, so even the fossils too, like 160 million years old, like I'm holding this is dope, that's you know, crazy. Like how does that, and also a lot of minerals are in, like she said, like they're in your phone, they're in, you know, all of the cameras, they're in every single thing. We're just selling it to you in its raw form or its polished form, you know, and however you use it, it's up to you because I don't want to tell you some shit and then some shit happens. Right?
For sure. So this one's like a little bit more personal, but basically how you guys personally, how has like using crystals like helped you on your spiritual journey? Like whether you like experienced something, was going through something, or like, and it helped you.
I think it's interesting because I've always been on a journey of like self-discovery. Like my whole life, I've always been wanting to know the whys of myself, even like the way I interact with people. If I'm reactive, I've always been on that like checking myself
and you
type of
are
thing.
like here, bitch.
I've always been checking myself. So I think there came a place in my life where like I was totally fucked up. You know, I was just like down and out, and I had been sick for a really long time, and I just didn't know. There was like, I needed something and I didn't know what it was. And this just kind of happened. And some crystals just speak to me. Like it's an intuitive thing. I don't even know how to explain it, you know? It's kind of like I always wear smoky quartz. I've always been somebody who thought a lot. And previously to me even knowing what smoky quartz was, it was what attracted me. I'd always like, I wanted it. And then I started to do research. I was like, oh shit, this is for somebody who wants to dispel their negative thoughts. And like was always in my head. And now I'm like, okay, I go off instinct now. Now I don't even think. And I'm like, it took me like a couple months. I was like 6 months in. I was like, oh shit, I'm not even thinking anymore. Oh shit, maybe this shit does, you know? So I think it's like a personal thing. But I truly think it's just about if you want to unlock it in yourself, because everyone has it. Everyone can connect to a crystal. So, yeah, I don't really know. I like lapis. I don't even know why I like lapis. I don't really like, I'm not like a blue girl, but lapis is blue, and I always gravitate towards it. And it's a lot to do with intellect and knowledge and protection. And that's me. Like I like to give intellect. I like to receive it, and I like to protect people. I like I'm just like that person. Right. So gravitating to it at first was like, oh, I just like it. Oh, it's pretty. And then like learning more, I'm like, oh shit, because it's me. It's me. Yeah. You know?
Oh my God, it was like calling you.
Yeah. For her too. She collected before when she was collecting all that shit. It's not shit, but when she was collecting all that stuff, right? She was collecting a lot of fluorite, and it's so funny because fluorite is like for Pisces, and she had no idea, you know, and she was just I
had no idea.
I was like, you collect a lot of fluorite. She was like, no, I don't. And then she went around the house and she was like, oh shit, that's like,
all my collectible pieces are like, all like my higher end pieces are all fluorite.
That's crazy. Yeah. So sometimes I don't know.
Okay, so I have a question, right? You guys brought some things.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right, hold on. Now this may just be because I heard you guys talking.
Okay.
If I gravitate to something, will you tell me why? And then I can see if it makes sense or not.
Does
it happen instantly, or is that something that happens over time?
We could suggest why you may gravitate towards something, right? Because it's kind of
now
like,
I'm curious.
Yeah, like the same like when your body, like when you're craving a banana, right? Sometimes it can mean because your body is lacking potassium, right? So like say me personally, right? I'm not a pink person. Like I don't really like, not that I don't like pink, but like it's not my
She's not a pink girl.
I'm not a pink person.
She's not a pink girly.
But for the past 2-3 weeks, I have been so gung-ho about rose quartz, which is very not like
you gave me that one too. I really like pretty.
And now I have like a rose quartz. Yeah, and I was like, I must like get. I guess I gotta get rose quartz. So I bought more rose quartz.
What's also funny about the rose quartz is lately, like we just figured out that she's a pink girl, and we did not know. But like pink is her color.
I wasn't a pink girl.
I see the pink light in the back.
Pink has become now embedded in my life.
Yes.
And look, my nails.
Your nails
Like,
are
why?
Your nails are pink.
She
But it's
never
like-
used to do pink. Never a
Never.
pink girl. But lately, like, I want to say the past, like, I don't know, 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Like,
And
pink
what
has
is
just
rose
been-
quartz for again?
So rose quartz
Love.
is like for like love,
Self-love.
self-love,
Yeah.
but also
Yes.
like joy and tranquility.
Right.
So
I'm
you know,
definitely in that space
yeah,
of my
I'll be
life.
watching you on Instagram, so maybe that's why the little rose.
Yeah.
quartz.
Yeah, you
I'm
need,
definitely
you need a
into that.
love, you know.
No,
you
but
need a
definitely
little
into
rose
that.
hug. You know what I'm saying?
You need a rose hug.
Mine has always been tiger's eye, always. When I first started, always tiger's eye, tiger's eye. But I didn't know until, I mean, I honestly, like, I knew people sold stuff according, like, the way you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually your paper that showed me that it was related to Aries.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah?
know. Yeah, because I never really looked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like,
never
I like
really
it.
shopped, like, according to my sign.
Right,
even
right.
though people do that a lot.
Yeah.
So I didn't really look. But then when you gave me the paper, I remember the first time, I'm like, bitch, you always buy tiger's eye. Like, you
That's
always
so
have tiger's eye.
cool.
No, sorry.
Oh,
the
you
camera. Anthony, the camera.
I know, no, because
I don't want to make that
I think it's because he's so close. It needs to back up a little.
And it's funny because we just got some new tiger's eye bracelets, and I got them because these particular beads. So there's tiger's eye, right? But a lot of the beads look like actual eyes. So it reminds me like of my whole tiger eye bracelet. So I gotta show you this.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
kept one for
See?
myself. I
So,
put it,
real
tried putting it
quick-
on, I wanted to take it off, and I was like, oh, I can't.
I wanted you guys to talk about some
Oh,
of the
yeah,
pieces
yeah,
you brought.
yeah.
'Cause I feel like this is the
Yeah.
perfect time.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
No, you're fine. Okay.
So for now, you can show it into mine. I'll turn the camera.
Okay. So, do we get up? Are they showing?
I got you. I'm still holding it here.
Are you showing it? Cool.
I can turn it. I don't care. You guys are gonna be talking for this part.
Okay. Yeah. Do we need to get up or?
If you want, if you know.
I can see it.
So
Yeah.
then, you can leave it. You can stay like that. If
Okay,
you
we
wanna
can
get
stay
up,
like-
it's up to you.
You guys wanna hold it?
I mean,
Yeah, as long as they can see it. As long as
If they can see it,
They
that's what we
know.
care
They
about.
know.
Yeah.
They know
Okay.
what's on it.
So, Jen, do you want to start with the?
jewelry.
Okay. Yeah. Start with
Okay,
the jewelry.
so we have tons of jewelry. We just brung that just to flex a little. I think we just brung it to flex a little
we
bit.
just wanted to show because we felt like our spiel is crystals, minerals, and earthly goods, so we had to bring a crystal, a mineral, and some earthly goods.
Yeah. So we bring jewelry just like, it's pretty.
Yeah.
The green feather-like crystal that you see on the table, that is something called seraphinite. And what's interesting about seraphinite is that it's only located in Serbia, Russia. And it's only found like in this lake in Russia. And like Naya was saying before, how there are certain crystals that are just great for resale purposes. That's one of them. The green one.
Yeah, the green.
They call it the angel wing stone. It's really good for intuitive connections, and it's something that right now that little piece is probably anywhere from $60 to $100.
Wow.
In a year or two, it'll be $300 to $400.
She has a ring of it, too.
Especially.
Oh, nice.
Especially because of the war in Russia, so we don't know when we're gonna get any more of it. And
Just unlock it. Sorry.
no, it's
I feel like that's another thing. We didn't realize just how much politics was involved in crystal.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
No,
you know
I
what I
didn't
mean?
even think that.
Yeah.
Well, she's
Sorry.
saying because the war in Russia is going on, and that's found in Russia.
Yes.
So nobody knows, like, when the hell are the geologists going to
Yes,
have time to go dig up some rock?
Exactly.
And like the weather in Russia is crazy. So like when they mine out like a cave, I guess that's the only way I could describe it. They mine it out, they take all the products of it, and they sell it. So once it's done and sold, it's sold. So like those pieces, she and I are gonna keep some.
Yeah.
And like we haven't even sold that. We haven't brought that to
We're waiting.
an event. We haven't. This is our first time even showing it to the public.
Hello.
So you guys get a little
Okay,
exclusive, a little exclusivity, okay?
Yes.
And our miner that we get these from was like, I don't know when the next time is gonna be. So we were like, okay,
Yeah.
let's get a lot of them. So
Yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't have even thought of that.
And then, so the white, I think we talked about seraphinite. I think next to it is the white rose calcite.
Yes.
Okay, so the white rose calcite is from Shen, and Shen is one of my favorite mines. One, because over like 40 different crystals have been found in Shen, but the mine itself has sedimentary rock, basically from the time of the dinosaurs. So it's like every time you buy a Yago and Shen piece, it's like you have kind of like a piece of history in your hand.
Oh, wow.
You know, and Yago Shen is known for their fluorite, but they also produce this really beautiful white rose calcite. And what's great about this piece is that it actually is UV reactive, so it glows like pink in the dark. So if you guys want to see that, look at our reels. Scroll a little bit more towards the bottom. We have like a reel. We show different pieces. We only have like two of the bigger pieces left, and I think we have like 2 or 3 smaller pieces left.
Yeah.
But I love that. And then lastly, for the earthly goods part, that is a piece of Dominican amber. Now this piece is really cool because that piece has a spider trying to capture a cricket, so it's kind of like a moment in time.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah.
Go
No
look
way.
at
What? Now that you have to be careful because amber is not like crystal.
be very
It's
gentle.
very soft. So I'll show
Yeah.
it to you. Yeah. Okay. So.
No freaking way.
Yeah, look at the spider.
And that and that is, and you can see in the light.
Wait, but how? How?
20 million years old, and Dominican amber is some of the highest quality amber besides Baltic amber. Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah, because you break, you buy.
You break, you buy.
It's like, please be careful.
How much would this go for?
A lot, honestly. That's a not for sale piece because that's for my personal collection, but I could do like that for like a few racks, maybe 5 if I wanted to.
Yeah, girl, put it down. I grabbed it earlier and I was like, take it back.
Put it down.
Take it back.
And pieces like that is also an investment piece because, you know, it's already 20 million years old.
Right.
As it gets older.
And it's literally the insects in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, that's
and
fucking
pieces
crazy.
like, right, like any amber, okay, so like amber with certain insects are always at a high value. Like mosquitoes, of course, because like Jurassic Park and the craze, right? But especially like spiders,
Bees.
Bees, scorpions. And things like that, especially when they're whole and you can see like they're still intact. You know
Of
what
course.
I mean?
Because if you think about it, like a cricket or a spider that small could just be whacked. So what are the chances
Right.
that has lasted
That it caught it, yeah.
millions and millions of years is wild. Like,
Yeah,
of course,
it's
a
pretty cool.
dinosaur bone at some extent is fucking huge.
Yeah,
and
right.
gonna last. But a little...
Nah, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fire. Wait, did you guys mention where you found it?
This is Dominican amber. This is we have a guy that is very like he's like in, like the amber like genius like
Yeah,
he's
he
just,
like that's all he sells.
that's all he deals with is
Oh,
amber.
okay.
Yeah, so like we've learned a lot about amber from him and stuff like
Okay.
that. Shout out to you. He was really cool. Yeah.
Do you feel like you guys have like has anybody came back to you like, hey, ever since I started wearing this that you guys recommended?
Yeah.
And like, is there one that sticks out to you that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I feel like the other day we were at the New Yorican Poets Cafe and this young woman came up to me and she just like kind of unloaded like some deep shit. And it was about her mom, and I don't want to get like super personal, but then she posted a picture of like her mom wearing it and like what it meant to her, and it was really cute. And I love when I see people wearing our bracelets. Like when I see people actually come back to Bronxlandia and cop some new shit, I'm like, that's awesome, you know? Like, and then we've had people talk about sliding our DMs and say, oh, you know, this has helped me. Whether if it was negativity and things like that.
We had this one girl too. She got some citrine from us, and she was like, "Girl, listen, this ain't worse because I just made some money." And I said, "Well, good, because that's what citrine is for prosperity and
We
joy,
don't
things
need
like
that. We need that all around.
We may need a piece on the side.
Right here.
Oh my God, we would love that. We have such cool things for the set.
That
Yeah,
would be
I mean,
fucking
just put, like, little
amazing,
things.
honestly.
Because I think we know how well we know what crystals can do, but I think we're always so surprised and like honored when people get crystals from us and let us know like how it positively like affected their life, and it's like, wow, that's like really nice to hear.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really
Have
cool.
you guys ever considered having a podcast of your own and this being your?
It's funny 'cause
Literally, you have mind your energy. That's it. That's a podcast name.
so
Your best friends
So
already.
Jen had her
Yeah,
own.
have
So
the
Jen had her
chemistry.
own podcast,
Yeah.
and I've tried to do like a YouTube channel with my homegirl Lynette. Hey girl, but it's just like schedules. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like you start
It's
it,
hard.
you don't finish
It's
it.
hard.
and
But
you
we've
guys
been-
are doing the pop-up events too.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
and then
meeting
we
people.
work.
You
But we've
yeah.
talked about like doing a series and things like that.
Girl.
On
Yeah,
Instagram.
have the
Series at
chemistry
least.
for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be great because there's so
Yeah.
much knowledge
Yeah.
for you guys to share, and you guys could even like other people that you know who also like sell crystals. You can have them as guests and
We
like
wanted
ask
to
them
do like
questions.
a pothead thing. Like when I was smoking, we wanted to like smoke and eat and go eat burgers. We just wanted to try
Yeah,
just mad
that was
burgers.
like idea from like Mad
That was like all we wanted to do.
But why
Like,
not? You guys can do that too. Honestly, like, you
Because
can do
honestly,
anything.
because now we're gonna get into the best friends.
Yes, we're in the best friend segment now.
Now we're in the best friend segment. We could do transition. I don't know which one it is.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
So-
Best friend segment? Oh wait, I didn't do
Oh
the
yeah, best
transition
transition. Okay, so what we were talking about for the camera, we was just getting into like how Natalie was admiring from afar when they were at a pop-up shop, a different
felt
pop-up
like a
shop.
groupie.
Yeah, just her admiring like that you guys are very knowledgeable like in your craft and what you sell, and just hearing you guys now, she just get, you know how long I've been collecting crystals, so she just gave me a whole different 3 different type of crystal buyers, like hello. So it's just very admirable like when you see somebody like really in their element. Like you guys, like as a couple in their element, not that kind of couple, but you know what I'm saying.
like a couple,
yeah.
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 She's
we're definitely a couple. We're
Pretty
like,
much.
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big difference between vendors, between when you go into even a clothing shop. You know the difference between somebody being very passionate in what they do and somebody who's just there, like, okay, we're just gonna make some bread. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
But you could. It's just a little. It's just a little bit of effort. You know what I'm saying? Because like there are plenty of times that people are not trying to really buy anything from us.
it's a little bit effort. I'm gonna cut you off. It's a little bit effort
Yeah.
for you guys.
True.
Because
Yeah, 'cause you guys have it
little-
naturally.
Right.
I feel like a lot of
Like
it's just like common
researching,
sense,
just what you
know what I'm
said
saying?
before, researching for 9 months. Bitch, what?
Yeah, we like
9
to read.
months?
Nah, for real.
Y'all had a
We like
whole
to
baby
read.
together.
Basically,
Nah,
You
for
had a
real.
whole crystal baby together
Yeah.
before you started
Yeah.
selling. That takes like, you know, that's a little bit more than a little, you know what I'm
But
saying?
I think it's the thought. You know what I'm saying? We're just two people that are we're very like atypical in that way. Like we're very.
Very anal about things.
Yeah,
We're
very
very particular.
So like if we
yeah.
were gonna start something, we're not gonna start something and just have like shit just laying
And
on the
bull
fucking
crap it,
table. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
it took us time. You know, it took us time for our
Yeah.
name. You know how many times I was like, bitch, can
I
we
don't know
just
how many
pick a
this is like
fucking
right
logo?
I'm like,
we
no.
can you can take a logo.
We have
Wait.
like what's it called? The circle charts, the pie, the
We had a pie
diagram.
chart, yes.
Then diagrams.
No,
we
they
have
didn't.
charts.
Maybe
and
we need to do a
circle
diagram.
it. And like we're very strategic.
Dead
like,
ass.
I
Y'all gonna
love that.
die. Y'all gonna die right now. Go ahead, Natalie. Go ahead, Nat. Y'all gonna die at how much this is resonating.
It's
Go
resonating
ahead.
because
Go ahead.
we are working on a logo. We started this. Me and Anthony started this in 2020. We still don't like our logo at all.
You don't like it?
No, I made that shit on Canva. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not a logo person.
I made it on Canva too.
And that, yeah, but you're good. 'Cause I saw
That
the
was
post.
her. That was her today.
Oh my God, you
Yeah,
guys have
I made
both
the logo.
good,
Right? I was really proud of that
ask.
flyer today. I was impressed with myself
I
today.
thought that was you. I
that
was like,
was
who
them.
did that? Okay.
Yeah, versatile
I'm like, not
queen.
me. I will low-key hire you, bitch. You can fucking do our shit
Let me
too.
know, girl.
Because it's a lot of work, and like I feel like we also are trying to change the podcast name.
Okay.
So we've had this name, but we want a whole different name.
I was going to ask you, can we interview you really quick? Why the least favorite? Because you
Right,
guys,
'cause you are not
so
the
highly-
least.
You're so
Okay.
highly favored. It's
Right.
because people are like,
Right.
oh, like, we don't like what you
Coming
say.
up.
Right.
I said it.
No, we have to change it.
Yeah.
It keeps
When we
coming
started
up.
it was just me and my other friend Denzel, and we were both like, no one gives a fuck about what we have to say.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
we're like losers.
Yeah.
But then we're also like people who we always try to like say also we talk about a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. Accountability for your actions, growing through your bullshit, and not using your past experiences or traumas as an excuse to why you're a
Excuses.
shitty person.
Right.
So it's like not everybody's gonna fuck with that take.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, fine, the least favorite. But I literally had a conversation with them. When was it, Tuesday? And I'm like, guys, I know you're sick of it, but we need to change the podcast name already.
She said it like
I've been talking about
the
it.
beginning of the summer,
Yeah.
or like I want to say 3-4 months ago. She said it. At the time, I was like, why? But then now that the whole summer has went and we did all these pop-ups and they've been
I'm
great.
like, we
it's
don't
like,
even
we
talk
not the
about
least
like
favorite.
now. It's like, no, we're favored, bitch.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like what we're trying to do
Favorite.
is bigger than like just trying to be the underdogs or like trying to be the outcast. Like I don't want to be that. Like I want to be part of
Yeah.
society as a civil human being who treats people with
Right.
respect.
Right.
And I want to grow through the bullshit and I want to heal through what we're talking about too. And like we have a lot of people on who you guys are experts in certain things. We've had like sex therapists, psychologists.
I saw, yeah.
But it's like we can still, even in that, something made you be that way.
Absolutely.
You went through something. You are who you are because of your experiences. Let's get deeper than just the surface shit.
Absolutely.
And I want a name that kind of represents where we're going now.
Yeah, because I want you guys to attract great things.
Yeah,
and
that was another point.
That was her, and that was
another
her
point.
argument.
Because we talk about this all the time. Because Jen will say things out loud, just joking, and I'm like, take it back right now, okay? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, listen, okay.
You're casting spells.
Yeah, I'm like, take it back. I'm like, take it back. She's like, I take it back. I'm like, this girl, like.
And I feel like that's the same thing.
So that was literally her last point and what she was saying,
Yeah.
that we need to like be attracting, like our name needs to
Yeah.
be like where we want to be at,
Right.
or where we're headed towards. It can't be something that's and
I just feel like we've evolved.
yeah,
Yeah,
we've
It was
grown
great for
out
what
of
it
the
was.
name.
We've
Yeah.
outgrown it. And I
It
don't
was
care about
cute,
changing it and having to start all over. Like, whatever.
No,
Let's start
for real.
over.
No,
Do-
but that's
do
okay.
it.
Do a rebranding thing. Have a
rebranding
party,
event,
A
yeah.
pop up.
Fire.
Have everyone's table, whatever. Like your name is. Have the theme of their table, kind of.
Okay,
thing like that.
ideas.
You know
No,
what
for
I'm
real,
saying?
for real.
Like, okay, we are also
Writing
creative
down.
directors. Okay.
Yeah, no, seriously.
we will be
Yo,
talking
we were thinking about getting into like doing people's pop-up tables. I was
Yo,
like,
'cause
yo, girl.
Let me tell you something.
Critical.
You need a little
I'm
help.
appalled at some of these tables.
shade.
Appalled.
Just a little
No,
bit.
No shade, just light.
We
No,
love
there's
you.
shade. No, there's
We
shade.
love
Accountability. There's shade. There's lots of shade. Because how dare you come to this event with a table looking like that?
Now you paying $100 for that and then not make any money. Like, you know, it's
I
also
don't
about just
understand.
like representing yourself, your
Exactly.
product, being able to put your best foot
Have some
forward.
pride,
It doesn't have to be the
Yeah.
biggest thing, because I know there are people who are struggling and they're just trying to get their foot in the
Right,
door.
right.
But at the end of the day, it's
can
just
still have
you could
details.
try
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
but that's
you know
why
what I'm
YouTube has
saying?
DIYs for you to follow.
She not.
There's no excuse.
No, but it's true.
Yeah, no, it's true.
When you really
Yeah.
care about when you're passionate about what you do, it's like, why would I half-ass this?
Yeah.
And we have Google. Like, no one has any excuse. There's Google and YouTube. You don't know how to do something.
I
Google.
tried, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I was
Or
gonna
YouTube.
say, you know, we have a lot of first timers.
I really, I was like,
Fuck that
oh,
shit.
you know, I was
You saw
soft
our
with
first
it.
pop
I
up.
was soft
You saw
with it.
our first pop up.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. It's
got
like,
it.
come
It's
on,
fine.
no,
Our first
no,
pop-up
crazy.
was-
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, we made sure like our first, like even like looking, and that's on our Instagram page we have a highlight that's like pop up, so people can see every pop up that we have, and even now we see the evolution of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But respectfully, so our first pop up table was still like legit.
It was
and people
nice.
thought
Yeah.
that was like
Everyone was like, how long have you been doing this? It was like, it's our first one?
No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I
You
did
know?
not even think that.
We resonate that with a lot because everybody come, oh, how long you been doing pop-ups this summer?
Yeah, right.
Summer.
Right.
How important do you feel like? But I feel like, okay, so the success to me comes from, like I said, your team, right? And so obviously I have like the best team ever, in my opinion. But you guys have each other, and you guys are both on the same level. You're both just as passionate. Like, how important is that? And do you feel like it affects your friendship in any way?
I also want to say shout out to Jen's mom, shout out to Jen's brother, because they really be helping out. Shout out to my mom too, because they really help us. They really invest.
Yeah.
Jen's mom builds
It
like
takes
the
a village.
stands, and like she makes like the like for when we had the Puerto Rican Day Parade for that.
Yeah,
she
the
made like the
little
little
Puerto
pop.
Rican, yeah.
She makes the little pop ups, and
Yeah.
like, you know, so like it's not just. I mean,
And
you
my
see
brother's
us,
the one that
but-
just like be throwing money. He just be
Right,
like,
love
yo,
you.
my sister, I just want you to like do good.
my
So he
God,
just
I
throws
love
money.
that.
Yeah,
That's
we
nice.
have a real supportive team. I think it's interesting because, like she said, there are assets that she has that I just don't. I'm horrible with punctuation. The fucking phone and the reels, that shit irks me. It's really difficult with crystals, like to get a perfect shot. She'll sit there for hours. I can't. I skew things. I'll put things into Excel. I'll find the vendor, like all
that's
that. Like
nice.
that's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll talk on the phone. That's how I am. Like, or like, even for like, you know, if you want to do a collaboration, all that type of stuff, I'll do that. But when it comes to other things, she's great at that. And I think actually having a business has brought us closer together because we have to talk every fucking day.
We have no choice.
We have to talk
And
every
before?
day, all the time. Before, if she was pissing me off, I could be like, bye.
Yeah, we'll
Not
bye.
see you. I'm
I'll see you
bye
tomorrow.
2-3 days. I'll see you in a couple of days. I'll see you in a
Yeah.
week. Now it's like we have to work through that shit. You know what I mean? We have to have the conversations. We have to have ugly conversations. We have to like scream at each other. We have to like have fun. There's all these new aspects to it that are really fucking beautiful.
That's
you
why I was
know?
like, when you were like, I was like, yes, this is my work wife because we argue like we're husband and wife sometimes.
And I think in our own personal lives, it's going to be really great too, because there are things that she's learning about herself that she can now go into a romantic relationship and be like, oh, wait, maybe I'm doing the same thing that Jen be talking about. You know what I mean? And I the same way for me, like when I go outside and if someone is not understanding what I'm saying, I'll be like, I shut down,
right?
You know, and I'm trying to get better at that. So I can now, in other relationships besides my business relationship, I can apply those things that I'm learning. So I feel like we've gotten closer because before I'd be like, bitch, fuck you, bye. You know what I mean? I'll see you in a couple days. Yeah. And we were always friends.
I feel like that's always been a thing with us. It's like we have to, like, if we get to that point, me and her both have to be careful because we'll both say some shit and we'll not.
She will say some shit. I will not say. I will not say. I will be like, I'm mad at you, bye. I'm very soft. She'll be like, fuck you, and she'll tell all these.
No, you're just capping right now. I have never said fuck you.
No, you haven't.
I have never said fuck you.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
She said you say fuck you in a different way.
Yeah,
yeah. But I have never been
like,
fuck you, bitch. Like, oh my god.
She's very nonchalant, and that could make me feel like she doesn't care.
Like, okay.
She'd be like, yeah,
she's nonchalant.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
Tony's like
you know
that.
what I'm saying?
But me and you and them too.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, don't you care? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your problem? And she'd be like, no, I don't. You know, like that's how it feels. You know, and she'll do this thing with the inflection.
Oh my god.
With her voice, she'll do this thing. Yo, I swear to God, no. No. I'm looking into the camera. I'm looking at her right now. I'm looking into the camera because her mom and her other best friends know that I'm telling the truth. She does this little thing with the inflection of her voice. Like she'll change her voice and she'll talk to you like you're stupid. And she'll be like, do. And I'm like, I'm not autistic. Like, what's wrong? Like, that's the way she talks to me. She'll be like, she talks to everybody like that. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
I'm not,
I do that, but I feel like
that's break it down.
That's me to break it down, and then so I don't lose my shit. Because I'm here already. Like, you already got me. So it's like,
Tony. She'll be like, Tony.
This is what we're gonna do.
Pause. Like, Tony.
Because that means focus now.
I
don't want to repeat this shit one more fucking time.
Tony, I know we've been here before and I've said this before, but...
God. Sometimes you have to like say it differently.
You have to.
She works with kids too, so she'll be just like randomly talking to me like I'm 2 years old. I'm like, yo, I'm not.
Sometimes even like with kids, I'll end up like speaking, and it's just like, wait a minute, they are a child, so like they don't get all these words right now. Break it the fuck down. Yeah, it'd be like that.
No, yeah, she's
It'd be like that.
Yeah. So I think, but I truly think it's brung us. I think it's brung us closer. Because before, I would just be like, you're mad annoying. Bye.
Tony, you feel like we're closer?
Yes.
Okay. No, but I want to give you an opportunity.
No, but so much stuff that they said. It's like we work together, so we need to talk more often. And now it's like I haven't spoken to her. Like, why I haven't spoken to her, and now I actually call her more. No business talk, but what's up?
Also,
like what have you been into?
You
like,
have to talk about shit too. You know, like when you're going through things by yourself,
because it affects everything.
Absolutely. Because I am like that. Don't be like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing.
She needs
she's
to
like,
pretty much be in tune, because if not, she's not gonna know
everything else.
It affects everything else.
Absolutely,
it affects, like, if we at the pop up and I'm not in the mood, I gotta be like, this happened and I'm not in the mood, but.
Right.
I'm thugging it out right now.
Yeah.
And then, or if we come and we gotta record and there's something on my head, I gotta let it out so she knows.
Yeah.
So that she could like bring a little extra on.
Because
you don't pick up a little bit of slack.
You just have that vibe. It's just like, well, bitch, did I do something? Because you're not telling me nothing.
Exactly. Jen will come to my house and she's like, fix it. And I'm like, what? She's like, fix it.
Have you drank water today? She's like, did you sleep? Did you smoke? Like all these things. Because I'm like, girl, like I can't deal with you.
I'm like that. Like my energy will like, I will shift the whole room. Like if I'm feeling some kind
very
of way.
strong.
Yeah. So it's like, but but like sometimes I don't feel like, but like I guess, I guess.
No.
I feel like I don't carry it so roughly, but I feel like she'll notice. Like, it's not everybody's gonna notice, but she'll notice, and then they'll be like, okay, bitch, what the fuck is wrong?
But even like, Nat had a moment where I went up to her and I was like, are you okay?
At the pop-up. Remember,
I
told Tony.
Yeah, I'm just one of those people, like I just pick up on those things. She was like, is it like for every? I was like, no. It's like, are you okay? You know,
no, like, is everybody thinking I'm being? I don't know. That day was weird for me.
It was weird for both of us. I don't know if it was over. Well, I don't know what it was, but it was both of us
that day.
Because someone
the guy passed out. Was that that?
No, the last one. Yeah.
So it was funny that you did that, because when she told me, I'm like, oh my god, bitch, somebody told me too. So I'm like, bitch, we gotta get together.
I'm gonna get a drink. We were like,
smoke
my split, and And then I was like, okay.
Then we kept checking in, like, what drink you want? You good? We need another.
And we got better.
When I saw you a little later, I was like, oh, she's fine.
Yeah,
she's fine.
that little check-in helped me because I don't know why it like recharged me, and I'm like, all right, let's fix it for the both of us.
Right.
And let's just create a better environment. But I mean, as long as nobody was super affected.
No, sometimes she has to pick up the slack, or I have to pick up slack. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we're just in a mood,
That's
or like
part of
sometimes
a
we just don't
relationship,
feel
right?
100%. You know,
Yeah.
so.
Have you
Even
guys
romantic
always-
relationship or friendship,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta pick up the slack. It's never 50-50. Like you gotta
You guys feel like you were always like that though?
What do you mean?
Like always very straightforward with like if something bothered you, always in your
I feel
friendship.
like maybe in the beginning, obviously in the beginning of a friendship, maybe not because in the beginning, you know what I mean? But I feel like as like you get to know someone more, you know, you feel more comfortable. Because me personally, like if I don't really care about you, or if I don't really like whatever, like I'm not gonna like waste time and energy talking about something. I'm just not going to deal with you anymore. Right. You know what I mean? So I feel like for me to like want to explain myself means I care. Yeah.
That's her.
That's only nonchalant.
Yeah. How long have you guys been friends?
Like mad long.
13 years or 14 years.
And where did you meet?
Where did we? Was it the beach the first time?
We met on the beach.
Yeah.
That's so romantic.
So romantic.
You got running towards each other, just
right?
But like we met on the beach and we didn't really like.
Because we have a mutual friend, like my best friend and my brother.
So it was like a gathering.
Yeah, and like we just met, but we didn't like we weren't like super close then. And then later on, her best friend was like, "Let's go to her house and smoke a blunt." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then from then it was like,
Sean just like got stuck there.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Yeah, and it's just been like. We've been together forever.
Basically.
Yeah, for real.
You can't leave me.
Yeah, she's always like, you can't leave. I'm like, oh my god, like that's weird.
I always say like, I will go to your house. Like I will pop. I'm one of those.
She always
friends,
says that.
I was like, if you don't answer, I'm one of those. Bitch, I will pop up. I'll call your moms. Like, do not play with me. Like, are you alive?
Don't forget, I have your mom's number. I'm like, yo, you're mad weird.
I'm one of those friends. Like, are you? Hello. Like, are you okay? Why I haven't heard from you? Like, I get.
Why
like,
didn't
I
you
feel
hit me up when you got home
I can do
last
that.
night?
Yeah, I'm one of those. Like, I'll blow your shit up.
Yeah, I do that too. Is there like, can you pick one thing of each other personality wise that you like? So like you pick something from her that you like and you.
Oh, just like.
Yeah.
Oh no, you could pick 3, 5,
that's
whatever.
That's in your top 3. Like,
Right.
it's in your top 3.
So I say that Nayo's a peacock. I know this is very
You guys did say that at the event.
Yeah.
She does this thing where she like you know how like peacocks like do this thing with their feathers? It's a very odd way to describe it. But she's very like butterfly like that. Like she can like coast the room like that. Sometimes I'm not. I'm like, I don't really like you. And I don't really know why I don't like people. I'll just be like, I don't like you.
You feel
know
it.
what I mean? And she's very good with the small talk, and like the creative side of her is like beautiful, and she's funny. So like that, all those things kind of like gel together.
very charismatic.
Yeah, she's
very
very
nice.
charismatic, and it works well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the one that's like, I don't really like you, but she cannot like you and still be like,
still,
how do people do that?
Bartender, that's our restaurant, baby. Been a bartender for 10 years. That customer service, you don't have a choice.
It. Like my face just says the
You
vibe.
smile or you
you
don't
know,
get
like,
paid.
yeah, I'm not
want
like
that
that.
tip?
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not. No.
What kind of
Nice.
Sorry.
All right. So, wait, what?
Sorry.
You missed it. She said, "What kind of tip?"
Nah, she almost did. Finish that drink.
You know.
All right. So
Your
Naya, what
turn.
about for Jen?
Okay. One of my favorite things is like Jen. She just knows people. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like anytime that I'm interested in someone, whether it's a friend wise or romantic wise, they have to meet Jen. Like because that's how I'll know if they're a shitty person.
She could fill them out.
She's good,
Because
man.
I don't trust my judgment with, like, especially with men.
Antennas.
I don't trust my judgment a lot of times because my track record is so horrible. So, like, I know, I'm like, all right, like, if they're valid with Jen, then I'm like, like, so there must be something good with you if Jen's fucking with you. She's also mad smart. You know what I mean? Like, she'll walk into a room and, like, it's funny because she'll walk into a room and she'll, like, have conversation with people and people will be like, nah. And then she'll start, like, talking and they're like, oh, and she's like, yeah, you didn't know.
Yeah, it's like people underestimate me, which is really a great thing, you know. And then I'll say some shit, and they'll be like, huh, you know. And it's also, I think I've always been in a larger body. So with her, I was telling her like being able to be like, I'm in this body, and men tend to like women for certain things, but they can't use me, right? Unless they want something from me. So I tend to see through like this veil.
Right.
And if you're nice to me just off just being nice,
right.
I know you're a real one. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to always have something from somebody.
Right.
So it's kind of like I'm very like I can see right through you. I can see right through you. You know.
Jen got the goggles, right?
No, she does. When she
Motherfuckers.
came up to me, I was like, oh no. She even felt it, but I didn't know how.
And she's just like a good friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's one of those, like, she's always like, just let me help you. Cause like, I'm not very good at that, you know? So like, she'll pick up the slack. When I'm in one of those like funks, like she might come in, like she'll cook for me, or like she'll roll my blunt, or like she'll wash the dish. Like she'll do things like that.
Romantic. Yeah, sure. You're not
so
together.
romantic.
No,
I would-
romantic.
Roll your blunt. She break my heart, but I might wrap her in a body bag. You know what I'm saying? Like
I probably would take her to that point.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, it's giving all types of romantic.
I want to talk about us.
Yo, it's so important to have relationships like that in your life where they check you, because we have difficult conversations all the time where I'm like, I don't like this part of you, or she'll be like, I don't like when you do this, and it's really important, right? Because like how we're talking about spirituality and crystals, right? It's really important because people think that spirituality, if you go on TikTok, you think spirituality is candles and sage.
Yeah, no, for real.
And,
for real.
You know, manifestation and like affirmations, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more to it.
So
Those are
much
just
more
tools.
work.
Yes,
Use,
and
There's real work.
how you
like-
show up in society, how you show up for
Yes.
your friends, how you show up for yourself. It's truly how you unlock the spirituality inside you. Not lighting a fucking candle.
Right.
Thank
And
you.
right.
That's
Okay.
Babe, I will confess, I have been lighting candles. I have been burning that sage.
But that's part of it.
For years. No.
But you have to put in the work.
You have to put in the work.
Listen, the universe.
But I'm saying, like, I was one of those people.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm
At least you can admit it.
I have this, I have that, I have my.
Did you play like spooky
I'm
music in
gonna
the background?
buy, of course, everything. Okay, I was like, before I touch anything, I gotta wash myself. Everything. And it did not until I was like, okay, bitch, start.
Yes.
Get your ass
The journaling,
up and
yes.
the journaling and
The
all that.
praying. It's a
Yes.
lot.
Huge
It's a lot.
difference.
And what people don't get, it's a non-stop thing.
Absolutely.
Like it's all day, every day.
day.
I definitely noticed a difference, and Jen will see the difference in me when I'm not doing my practices.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, yeah.
I feel so out of whack.
Yeah.
Like lately, and I just feel so out of whack because I don't do it, And I always tell people, like, the universe rewards courageous decisions. Or even if you want to, like, talk about God, like, God is not just going to give you, like, magical powers, you know what I'm saying?
No.
He's gonna put the tools in front of you and see what you do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, all right, let me see what you do with it. Okay, you're working hard. Now I'm gonna bless you. And the universe is, you know what I
Faith
mean?
without
the
works
movie-
is dead.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely.
Done. And
It's dead.
Yeah, and also this quote in this dumb movie, Evan Almighty. But then God has a conversation with his wife, and it's like, if you pray for a strong family or something like that, or for your family to be close, do you think God is just gonna give you that, or is he gonna give you the opportunity
Right.
to be a family and to be together? And the same thing, it's like, I feel like, how are you gonna be so self-confident, like, so whatever, if you didn't feel the opposite?
Right.
If you don't know what the opposite, you don't wake up one day and you're like, I'm that bitch. No,
Right.
it doesn't happen. You gotta wake up one day and be like, I'm really not that bitch.
Yeah, and a lot of people who are
and
like
you gotta
that,
work up to that.
a lot of people who are like that are not nice. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a facade. It's not like internally how they are.
Yes.
See if you don't have, they probably don't have friends. Like, there's all these other aspects to you being that bitch. You know what I'm saying? There's all these other aspects to you being a spiritual person. Because we've been in a lot of spiritual spaces lately, and some of you
there's
are
some bitches,
salty.
bro.
Okay, some of you are just not nice.
No, it's true.
Yo, nah, for real.
I'm sorry,
And
my
you'll
face.
see this persona that they're trying to put
Yes.
on social media. And it's like, we all to a certain
Yeah.
extent. Because even me, like, I'm trying to be a content creator and, like, be more involved. It's hard. I'm trying.
But you're the same in person.
But I'm the
girl.
same. And
Yeah.
I try to
But
keep
you're
that.
nice.
Yeah.
I try to keep that same, because it's like, how are you this? But then I meet you and you're a shitty ass person.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it don't
And
make
your
sense.
and your reels are like, light this candle and say all these things, and then when I meet you, you're a bitch.
You
like,
are a
that shit is
bitch.
whack.
You suck.
That's whack.
You fucking suck.
And
Yeah.
your inventory's trash in person, but whatever.
Oh.
I remember on one pod, I brought up this guy that was saying all this like relationship shit. Yeah. And then I didn't know his background, but then they told me that homeboy
Derek Jackson.
Derek.
Derek.
Cheating on his wife.
Made her watch videos of him having sex with other women.
Wait, did she want to watch it?
Well, she was
like, wait, is it because sometimes couples do that?
Like, really mentally abused and emotionally abused by him. Like he was a narcissist.
I know who you're talking about.
Derek Jackson.
Yes.
And so he was like, I want you to know how to please me, and she would watch the videos. She would be walking,
but she didn't really want to.
She didn't really want to.
Yeah. I feel bad because. Let me tell you something. I've been in a lot of not the greatest relationships, and
oh shit.
I've been in some pretty like messed up situations where I could empathize with her and relate to her being in those positions, and I just want whoever she is just give more to herself. You know what I'm saying? Because like you have to have a certain amount of love and respect for yourself to not be in those situations. Doesn't mean that you don't love yourself at all, because when I was in those situations, it wasn't that I didn't love myself, it was that I loved you more, and there's something wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to love you first, and then everything else will like follow suit, and
absolutely
you will be able to find yourself in more healthy situations, because now I don't play that. Like, you know, no person could try me, no man could try me, because who I am now is not who I was 5-10 years ago in my relationships. I don't even know who's that now. I don't even know you, girl. Like, it's two different people.
You've evolved completely past that.
Yeah, so, you know, when I hear that, I'm just like, damn, because I know some people will hear that and be like, oh, she's a sucker. But no, she's hurting. Like, that woman is hurting. You know what I'm saying? So I hope whoever you are, you heal, and like you get,
love and light. That's what we say on the podcast.
We always say that, love and light. Because
it's
true. That actually leads us to so we have a segment called Protect Your Peace.
Yes.
So we just started it, and it's basically like, you know how people be trying you sometimes, life be trying you, your man be trying you.
I don't know about that one.
So it's like we just like to reflect weekly on like how we protected our peace. Does anybody want to share first?
Okay. Oh,
yeah, you can go.
Go ahead.
Cool. So this week I was on a panel for an organization and channel called Survivor Revive. Shout out to you, girl. So she has this amazing organization company where she works with survivors, and she likes to spread awareness about how people can find support, how survivors heal from their trauma and things like that. So this week for the panel, it was about healthy support systems and how to determine when something is a healthy support system and when something is not, and where to find resources for.
Oh my God, I love that.
When it airs, I'll send it to you. Yeah. But for me, it was nice because a lot of the times we give advice that we don't follow. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people, like therapy is great. I haven't been to a therapist in mad long. Jen is always telling me go to therapy, and I'm like, no. You know what I mean? But like, is it something that I should probably do?
I've been avoiding my therapist. Actually, I canceled on purpose. There's some things I'm not ready to face.
It's just like, I'm just like, I just don't want to hear things like, I don't know. It's like a whole thing, whatever. Anyway, so it was good because it kind of like puts it in your face, and it's like, okay, like you see these other women, going through or been through similar situations. And it's like, all right, well, like maybe, all right, maybe it's time. You know what I mean? But for me, it was good because it kind of reminds you,
it's
like,
time.
You bitch.
I just got the voice that you were, maybe it's time. I got the voice you was describing earlier. I just got it.
Yeah. But yeah, so for me, that was good.
That's
I'm
good.
like,
love that.
I still
like
need
that.
more work to do.
Yeah. See, people shy away from things like that, but it's like, why? It like lets you in on like where you're kind of lacking.
Yeah.
And kind of be that, or where the people in your life are like, because there's a lot of people who are just like sucking you dry. You don't even fucking realize it. They're not a healthy support system at all.
Absolutely.
Toxic as fuck, and you just gotta cut them fucking ties.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to go next?
Jen, you wanna
protect. So I did both. I didn't and did protect my piece. So
Okay.
before we got here, I was in my head thinking about the camera. I'm in a body that I'm not used to.
Heard you.
And my inside doesn't match my outside. So I was like overthinking a lot. And I guess protecting my piece was still coming and showing up for you guys and showing up for my partner.
I love
And we
that.
appreciate that. We appreciate that. Clap it.
I be telling Jen, like, yo, bitch, you're fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll go to places and, like,
yeah,
I'm like,
she's always
bitch,
trying to
you're fire.
get me
Like,
to
what are
be
you
like,
talking
you know,
about?
it's not, because, like, I think we just live in a society where your body is so, like, important, you know, to who you are. But, like, there's so many more cool things about so many more people in the world, you know? And it's hard because when someone tells you what you're supposed to be, you start to believe it. So I feel like for years of my life, people told me that I wasn't supposed to be seen or that I wasn't supposed to be heard. And, like, we're doing this thing with Mind Your Energy, and, like, yo, the success is unraveling really quickly.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, and I have gratitude towards it, and it's awesome, but I feel like I'm not ready in terms of, like, what I look like. And it's like a fucking crazy, like, catch-22 to be in, where it's like, oh, there's all this success, and people want to see us, and people want to talk to us, and all these things, but, like, I don't want to see you, you know? Like, I'm like, so it's like a crazy, like, feeling to be wrapped in all of that at the same time. Yeah. Even before I was like, I told my brother, I was like, I don't want to go. And he was like, no, but you're, like, so smart. And, you like, you don't even
have so much value.
Yeah,
but like, we all have that voice, you know, and all the things that
talk about
other
my
people,
moment.
you know,
Don't you
all
worry.
the other people that, like, tell you things about yourself, what you're supposed to be. And I'm not that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
bitch,
this
you the
bitch.
shit. Like, that's why I tell her, like,
She told me
even
all the
like,
time.
I'm like,
She's
yo,
like,
like, we're the fire, like, our crystal company is fire. Like, I don't give a fuck if we go to a pop-up with, like, 7 other crystal
That's
vendors.
literally
Like, they're not me. Like, they're not Jen. Like, they don't sell like we sell. They don't know what we know. They don't have what we have for sure. I could guarantee your inventory is not comparing with what we have. And
She'd be like, bitch, stop. And I'm like, whatever.
yeah, I'd be like, yo, cut it out. Like, yeah, I'd be like,
Like,
I really love that. You guys are literally mirrors.
it's a mirror.
I'm gonna talk about my segment, my thing. Like, protecting my peace to me was just like not doing shit, just like getting smacked and just living life because it's like what you said. Sometimes you said how like society will put something on you on who you're supposed to be. I feel like I put that pressure on myself, especially with this. And it's like then I get imposter syndrome, and I'm like, no one gives a fuck about what I'm doing. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Who cares? I'm not smart enough. I'm not cool enough, or whatever. And I'll talk to Toni, and Toni be like, bitch, we got it. Like, why are you worried about it? It's gonna be fire, and if it's not, who cares? And I have to, and that's why I tell her like she really helps me like stop spiraling.
Yeah.
That's why like I cried and I got emotional earlier because she really stops those like comments that I say up to myself,
right.
you know? And she doesn't even realize that she's doing it, but it's like, oh shit, that just calmed me down for the rest of the weekend.
Right.
Like I'm chilling. So I feel like I called her and I just like kind of like, you know, this is what I'm feeling this time. And she's like, we good. We not canceling shit, bitch. We're gonna do that mixer. We're gonna talk to this person. Da, da, da. So I feel like protecting my peace kind of just look like.
No, yeah,
it's what it is.
We had an event like a spiritual event, and I was like, I don't want to go. And she was like, we're going, and we're gonna do great, you know. And I was like,
and how was it?
It was.
We did great.
We did great.
Everywhere we go, we do great. Yeah. Best selling table every time.
But I had imposter syndrome. I felt like I wasn't like supposed to, because like you know like yoga people and like people who smell like shea butter and like have like beautiful hair and like all that shit. You know,
those are some people who don't be washing their ass all the time too. Like, come on, like.
You see?
No, but it's
dead the whole time.
I'm just saying, like,
you know what I'm talking
you have all that
about,
kumbaya came and kumbaya yo B.O. Like, what is wrong with y'all people not taking showers? A lot of y'all. I'm sorry.
She sound like my sister. She sound like my sister. My sister would be saying some shit like that.
Absolutely.
Like, you self-conscious over that. They didn't even wash their ass.
Right.
But you know, for real, I had like this whole idea of what they are. Like they're like very hippie, they're very in tune, they're very, you know, their physique is all, you know, and they radiate that spirituality thing. And I feel like I don't belong there yet because we're brand new and just like we feel like babies in a sense of like stepping into that world. And I was just like, do we belong there? She was like, yeah, bitch. The fuck? She was just like, you better email them. You better send that money. Like, you know, she was like, we're not playing. And we got there and crushed it.
That boost.
Yeah.
To be like, you know what? I got it. Like, I'm good. I can
We
do
crushed
this.
it.
We crushed it.
Crushed it. Skadoosh.
I love that. Toni, do you want to share your protect your peace
but mine's
moment?
is simple though.
No, that's fine.
Mine's is just keeping my routine because I feel like I always. Oh, okay.
That's hard.
No, I wanted to say
hard.
that earlier, and we can dive a little bit deeper.
That's
and
hard.
So, no, mine's is just keeping my routine because I feel like I'm old. There's always gonna be some voice in my head. There's always gonna be somebody on the road that's trying to fuck with me, and they don't know who the fuck I am driving that car. You know, there's always something. There's always something. But if I woke up this morning and I read and I prayed and I did my whatever routine it is for you guys, then my mindset is already like way above whatever is gonna tackle me that day.
And you feel like you've already done so much just by doing that.
Yeah.
I wanted to say real quick, because I wanted to say that earlier, how you were saying you want to be a bad bitch, but you're not even doing what it takes to be a bad bitch. Success is really in the routine, and people don't realize that. It's the fact that you're that disciplined and consistent with something, no matter how minor. You journal every day, right? Just that alone, you know how much awareness you're bringing to yourself, what you need to work on, what bothers you, what triggers you. You spoke about it. And you're actively working on that and making decisions towards becoming a better person. That's just attracting more goodness into your life, and people don't realize that. So I think that's perfect. You said that was simple, bitch. The routine is everything.
Routine is difficult.
It's hard.
It's a lot of discipline.
A lot of discipline.
Yeah, it's really hard. Jen knows me. I'm always like, I'm one of those people where like I can't do it for like a while. Then I'm like, and I'm like, it's hard to like keep up with it. Like, you know, every
no, the
day.
few things I've started the past, I want to say like 2 months or so, or a month or so. The new things, it's really been saving my ass and saving all of y'all motherfuckers. All right? It's saving all of y'all motherfuckers out there.
Cause she be ready. She be ready.
Bitch always ready.
That's not like me.
Before we go, I just want you guys to tell the people like where they can find you, your next couple of events you got coming up.
Say a little spiel.
Yes, where they can, shop for crystals.
We're gonna be at Bronxlandia on the 16th, right?
Hello.
That's the day.
Hello.
Yes. And then we secured a pretty major thing for us.
Yes, you guys did.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
So we're gonna be at the Vessel with Hudson Yards. We're gonna be at the behind the Vessel, and that's the 23rd and 24th of September. And and everyone's always like, "What's the Vessel?" And I'm like, Chanel and
they needed to get references. It was a whole thing. I was like, okay.
I was surprised. I'm really excited because we're gonna have a fall theme table. It's gonna be more interactive.
Don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised, bitch.
It's gonna be
right.
Okay.
You guys deserve it.
Yes. You put in that work in.
We're really excited about it. Yeah.
And do you guys have an online thing set up? You have a website to
We don't have a website yet.
It's
we
DM
have,
to order.
We have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have our email. So whatever you're more comfortable with, if you want to DM us or hit us up on TikTok or email us, however you're more comfortable. Just let us know what you want. We could send you pictures and videos, or we can even set up a personal shopping time, and you schedule us and stuff like that.
Because the inventory is crazy.
Yeah, you send a little, the fee or whatever, and then we basically video chat with you and show you everything. And it's a one-on-one private shopping.
Oh my god,
experience.
a little consultation.
Yeah.
Hello.
I love that, guys.
Wait, stop. They just stepped it up.
Feeling good.
We're feeling amazing.
Everyone feels
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah.
You happy you came now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm
It
happy
was pretty
too.
chill, right?
I want to know what does that say, because
that was that last.
Yeah, we can do that. We can end it on that.
We don't have to. I just want to know.
No, let's do it.
For a reel. We can make a separate reel.
That's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Bad.
Okay. Okay, so before we go, me and Toni have some announcements.
Oh, yeah,
we need
facts.
to talk about. So we have our pop-up shop coming up September 16th at Bronxlandia, 910 Hunts Point Avenue.
It's a
It's
Saturday,
a Saturday
people.
this time. So so stay tuned for that, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Thank you. Oh my God. That was fun.
There's 2 different songs.